Hello wonderful people, I'm here again for another tutorial. My name is Ebute, and in this channel I teach you how to play a gospel piano, licks, runs and lines, passing chords and stuffs related to that, advanced chords and all that. And in today's tutorial I want to talk about, or I want to give you some tips, about 4 tips on how to learn the piano fast. Yeah, you know, some people, they have been on this piano for learning the piano for 1, 2, 3 years, 5 years, and they have not really improved the way they ought to, and that is because they are not practicing it, or they are not learning the piano the right way. So in this video I'm going to give you these 4 tips that can help you to begin to grow faster, make fast progress in learning the piano. So stay tuned. All right, so the first tip is that you must have a practice time. Very important. You must have a practice time. You see, some people, they go to they go on YouTube and then they listen to 5 videos, 10 videos like every day, you know, on how to play the piano, and that is all. They don't go back to practice what they learned or what they watched. So that is not the correct way. If you want to experience fast growth in playing the piano, you must have a practice time. Whatever that you are being taught by whoever, or by YouTube, or wherever you watch any video on learning the piano, you must go back to your room and begin to practice. If you don't practice it, you will never know what you will never know anything, you know, concerning the video that you played. All right, so you must have a practice time, right? So that's number 1. Number 2, have a structure in what you practice. Structure is very important. When I talk about structure, I'm talking about having a kind of template as to what to practice. You know, when you come to practice, when it's time to practice, you don't just sit down and then practice randomly in or anything you want to practice. No, if you do like that, very soon maybe you get bored, you know, you get tired of practicing because you don't have a structure. So it's very important you have a structure so that you can know, you can be encouraged in your practice time. So when I say structure, for instance, if I should give a rough structure right now, I would say like this. My structure will be designed in different categories. Now, the first category will be the category of scales. Now, under scales, you're going to have major scales, minor scales, pentatonic scales, blues scales, chromatic scales, and all manner of scales there. I think those are the most important scales, especially as a beginner, that you need to, you know, concentrate on. So you list the scales, and then in your practice time, you give a particular amount of time to scales. And then another category can be chords. Now, under chords, you have major chords, you know, those chord qualities: major chords, minor chord, diminished chord, augmented chords, dominant 7th chord, major 7th chord, and stuff like that. Arpeggio, broken chords, chord inversions. You know, these are the things that you put under the category of chords. You see, so where in your practice time you give an amount of time to major scale, another amount of time to chords, and then another category that can be in your structure is progressions. Yeah, progressions. You know, because the songs we play several progressions when we play songs. So if you get like some progressions and you are practicing it, when it's time to play songs, you know, you discover that it's maybe one of those progressions that you have learned. And if you don't have any progression, maybe I can guide you here. I can just post maybe here or here some progressions that you can start with, especially as a beginner. You know, so you just sit on the piano and you play those progressions. So the other categories, you can, ear training has to be there also. Ear training is very important. Ear training simply means, there are exercises that you play, and then you play on the keyboard and then you sing with it. Now it develops your music ear. Now in this channel, I'm teaching you how to play the piano, you know, with your ear. You are using your ear to listen to the sound or the person singing, and then you play based on what you heard. You see, it's not by sheet music. So that means your ear is very important in learning how to play the piano, right? So you have to develop that ear to understand musical sounds. So for instance, you can have some ear training exercises, like even the major scale can be, just as you play it, you sing it. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And it's nice that you use the solfeggio. I feel it's good using solfeggio in ear training exercises. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Slow do. Then you can maybe you can use chords, the diatonic chords, like in the key of C. These are the diatonic chords. So we can practice it in an arpeggiated way, like this. Do, mi, sol, re, fa, la, mi, sol, ti, fa, la, do, sol, ti, re, la, do, mi, ti, re, fa. I've done a video on some ear training exercises. I'll leave a link of that video at the description box. If you don't have ear training exercises that you do, if you go through that video, it's going to help you. I listed about 7 of them or thereabouts in that video. Ear training exercises where you can engage yourself in to develop your music ear. Another category of the structure can be songs, practicing songs. Okay, so the third point is this. Start adding these concepts in your playing. These concepts, your skills, your majors, your chords, and all these things you are learning, begin to add them in your playing. Now, in your practice time, you do a lot of things, right? Like major scales, chords, you practice chord, chord inversions, diatonic chords, and all that. Don't just leave it at that practice section. What you do is that when you practice those things, and then when you want to start playing song, you start bringing those things. You start experimenting with those things that you have been practicing. For instance, I talked about structure, and then the first structure I talked about is the first category under the structure I talked about is skills. So, okay, the first skill to learn, of course, is major scale. So, in the course of playing, you can start adding that major scale to your playing. You see, so with that, it helps you to now make the fundamentals to be part of you, and it makes you to easily, the fundamentals become part of you, and then it helps you to grow faster. So, for instance, if I'm playing a song like this, Alagbara, right? You are the mighty God, Eni Latobiju. You are the glorious God, Alagbara. Now, if you watch it, it's a very simple progression. 1, 5, 2, 4, right, thereabout. So, but if you see what I was doing, as a beginner, you can begin to add the major scale to your playing, and it will sound better than just playing, chords. Okay, look at what I just did. Now, the 1 chord, I went to the 5 chord. Then, before I went to the 2 chord, right, the next chord is the 2 chord. I decided to play C major scale. You see? So I'm adding my scale to my song now. So this is C major scale. Okay, C major scale starting from the 2nd degree of the C major scale. Or you can also refer to that as the D Dorian mode. Alright, so then da 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 da. Then da 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 da. So that's still C major scale. You can see that. So instead of just practicing C major scale and you leave it at that, no, you practice it. Then when it's time to play keyboard, you begin to bring in those things you have been practicing to your playing. Yeah, because that's the reason why you're practicing it. You're practicing it to know it and to also include it in your playing. Yeah, so in the course of including it in your playing, those things become part of you. And then it makes it easier and faster for you to grow. So the next category is chords. Now, under chords, you see things like arpeggio, inversions, and stuff like that. So after practicing those things and you want to start playing songs, try to put all those things in your song so that it can become a part of you. And then that makes it easy for you to grow faster, right? So let me give you an instance again. We give you all the glory. We worship you, our God. You are worthy to be praised. Now, what was I playing? Now, the left hand was basically playing arpeggio. Now, okay, the progression is 6, right? We give you 6. Okay, now let's start. The right hand was just playing 6 chords in different inversion. I've done a video on inversion. If you don't know what inversion is all about, I'll leave a link of that video at the description. Yeah, you can also use it to spice up your song. So the right hand was playing the 6 chord. Now this is the 2nd inversion, the 1st inversion, the root position, second inversion. Yeah, so I was using that, and then the left hand is just playing arpeggio. Right? So it goes like this. The glory. Now that's another one. On the 1 chord, I'm playing the what inversion is this? Is the 1st inversion, root position, and then 2nd inversion. That's what I was just playing like this. Then the left hand is just playing the the arpeggio. Then we worship you, our God. You, watch now, you are worthy to be praised. Now on the 5 chord, I was just playing root position, first inversion, second inversion, back to root, and then go to my 1 chord. You see, so these are the things that these are the concepts that you practice, right? You practice your arpeggio, you practice your inversions and all that. So don't just leave it at the practice section. So when you finish practicing, when you want to start playing song, just start practicing all these things in your song and be deliberate. Now, don't use difficult songs. If you're starting to experiment or try to use these things you're practicing, then you just use a very simple song that have maybe 2, 3, 4 chords. And then you try to, on your own, try to experiment with those things you have practiced in your practice session and try to add it to your song, And then in the course of doing that, you see yourself growing and growing and growing faster, right? So that's that. So the last point I have for you today is that get a teacher. Get a music teacher. Get a music teacher, have a mentor, or, you have to have a teacher, especially as a beginner. There are a lot of techniques that is being applied as a beginner. There is a way that you should grow that can help you in the future. If you're a beginner and you don't have a tutor, you might be growing, you might be playing the piano in the wrong way, and then you might begin to have some bad habits that when you now get to a particular level, it becomes difficult to change. So it's always good that as a beginner, as somebody that wants to learn the piano, as a beginner or somebody that's not really gone far, it's always good that you get a good tutor that can guide you at that beginner stage, so that after a while you can know some concepts, and then it helps you to grow properly. So try and get a tutor if you don't have. YouTube has a lot of information. So you cannot really find a step-by-step way of growing. You just get several information, and it's good for those that have a level of knowledge. And then when you go on YouTube, you can expand on your knowledge and all that. But if you don't know anything at all, it would be nice to have somebody to guide you, and then you grow from there. And just in case you don't have a teacher, I'm available. That's why I'm here. I can teach you. All right? I can teach you. So if you're interested in me teaching you, I'll leave my email and my WhatsApp number is at the description. You can shoot me a mail or send me a WhatsApp message, and then we start talking from there. It will be an online class, of course. So wherever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. So I think that will help for this video today. Thank you so much. I want to believe that this will help you. If you have been playing the piano and you're not really growing fast the way you ought to do, please take these tips I have given you. Make sure you practice. Make sure you have a structure in practicing, and apply those things you are practicing in your playing, and also get a teacher. If you do this, I believe that your growth will be faster than it is right now. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please, I'd like you to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Punch that notification bell so that whenever I post videos, you'll be one of the first people that will get notified by YouTube. Thank you so much. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.